Mr. Aaron Cross.
Have fun.
Good evening, everybody. How are we doing tonight? Oh, come on. How are we doing tonight? You are at the Paramount in St. Cloud, Minnesota, and I am just tickled pink to be here. For years, I've had dreams about doing this showcase with Gary. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Aaron Cross, and I've been doing motivational speaking and training for a long time. But when I do my shows, I have to go over 3 simple rules. Now, I know some of you might not like rules, and that's okay. That's just the way it is. But rule number 1, very most important, I want you to remember me. I want you to remember me as the guy that wears 2 ties, and that the guy that does an all-time classic archery demonstration. Rule number 1, some of the things that I say during my presentations, I've been known to upset some people, possibly offend some people, and shock some people. But the rule that you need to understand is I just don't care. I want to leave you with the biggest impact, so I'm going to put things in a very straightforward manner. Secondly, I have a very sick sense of humor about my capabilities. So my jokes about me being in a wheelchair, that's all they are. For example, I'm going to do a wheelchair sports impersonation. You tell me what it is. What's this? Good. A little more enthusiasm, okay? What's this one? Yes. Uh-huh. You're all wrong. It's wheelchair hurdles. Now, I did that show down in St. Louis one time, and this young lady said, I don't get it. And I looked at her and said, well, when I come up to the hurdle, I can't jump over it. She said, you hit them with your head? And I said, that's why we're mandated to wear helmets. Are you serious? I said, no. They're just jokes. That's all they are. You just got to laugh at my jokes. Now, rule number 3. Normally, at the end of my presentations, I love to answer questions. And unfortunately, we don't have time for that tonight. But normally, at the end of my presentation, you'll know it's the end because we watch some incredible videos and we do an archery demonstration, of which one lucky person comes up to the stage, they hold this clay pigeon, and I shoot it out of their hand. You all ready for this? Are you having a good time? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the presentation that I bring to people all across the country is called Focus on Your Target. FOCUS is actually an acronym. It stands for friendships, obstacles, caring, unity, and self-esteem. And with those 5 characteristics, you can find and hit any one of your marks. Your friendships help you overcome your obstacles. That teaches you how to care about your friends and family, your coworkers, your teammates, and that return builds the unity, the bond, and their self-esteem. And when you have those 5 things working together, you can find and hit any target. See, 21 years ago, I haven't always been in a wheelchair. 21 years ago, I had a dream of making the Olympic cycling team, and if I didn't make the Olympic cycling team, I wanted to join the Navy. I broke my neck when I was 15, and it ended my cycling career, and it ended my Navy career, but it didn't end my passion of overcoming things. For example, I love to find humor in everything. Ryan, can we get one of those on me? There. See, Again, you're laughing at somebody in a wheelchair. Okay. Part of my presentations that I bring to people and showed about teamwork and team building is that I was 15 when I had my accident. I was a sophomore in high school, and my high school was not the most wheelchair-friendly school in the state. It had lots of stairs. Now, I have no problem going downstairs. You give me one shove and, baby, I'm on the way down. But getting back up the stairs is a little more difficult. It's all about focusing on your target. Now, I love to do sports. For example, Ryan, okay? I love to scuba dive. This is an amazing event because literally it's sink and swim. I also found out that putting a weapon into my hands was also a very good idea. My stepfather, bless his heart, got me into trap shooting, and I've been doing trap shooting all around the world. Absolutely love it. But it wasn't my passion as much as, Ryan, let's see this one, skydiving. Well, I figured that if the parachute didn't open up, I wasn't going to feel it when I hit the ground. So that's me and my best friend Sean right there. Okay, Ryan, here we go. Archery. This is Athens, Greece, 2004 at the Paralympic Games. 21 years ago, the doctors told me and my family that I'd never move my arms, I'd never move my head, and the best thing they could do for me was get me a good color television and a good remote. Since those days, I've been on 3 Paralympic teams, traveled around the world, started a business, and even made my dream of training with the United States Navy SEALs come through. They've trained and went... And right here, ladies and gentlemen, is where my dream came true, Ryan. Shot after shot in Sydney, or excuse me, in Athens, I keep calling it Sydney. Over in Athens, we kept working our way through it, Ryan. And that's what it looks like when you realize you just won your medal. You got to remember to always focus on your target, because your friendships can overcome your obstacles. That will teach you to care about your friends and family, the unity and the bond, and that will in return build your self-esteem. And every time I go to a show, the clay pigeon comes, and so does the bronze medal. Now, in order to find out why I wear 2 ties, you're going to have to hire me. Which is just fine with me. So I'm going to leave you with a very cool story. A few years ago, I was sleeping one night. This is a true story. Sleeping, one of those deep sleeps. I hear this voice that calls out to me and says, "Arise and walk, my son." Fell back asleep again. All of a sudden, I heard the voice call out to me again and said, "Arise and walk, my son." So now I'm sitting up at the edge of my bed, and my feet are touching the ground. I'm rubbing my face. My wheelchair's right here. And I hear another voice say, "He can't walk. He's been paralyzed half his life. He cannot walk." And the first voice called out to me again, "Trust me. Arise and walk." Next thing I know, bam! I'm on the ground. My chest is up against my wheelchair. My legs are underneath my bed. My legs are spasming. I've torn off both my big toenails. Blood's going everywhere. I've got rug burn. It's 2:30 in the morning to find out that I had fallen asleep with the television on, and what I was hearing was an infomercial for Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Short and sweet, and ladies and gentlemen, if you want to hear a positive, upbeat, motivational presentation, my name's Aaron Cross, and this is the Paramount Theater, and we are making it to the big time. You've been a great audience. Thank you very much, and have a great evening.
All right. Thank you, sir. Let's hear it for Aaron Cross, people. And that's him. That's him. Talk about a great attitude. You think you're having a bad day and have to deal with adversity? This gentleman has dealt with adversity and conquered it. Just tell him he can't do something and watch what happens. It's amazing. Fabulous person, great speaker, and we're really proud to represent him now.